Hello and welcome to Salina First Response. My name is David Hawksworth and I'm here at the Regional Training Center with Andy Meek, who's the Training and Accreditation Coordinator. Andy,
Yes, sir.
welcome.
Thank you.
We are here at the Regional Training Center, which is about as far south in Salina as you can get, I think.
Pretty much at the city limits, yes, sir.
Right on Yost Drive, which is off of Waterwell Road. How long has the Regional Training Center been around?
It opened, I forget the month, it opened in 2020.
2020,
Yes.
okay. What was the rationale for building it?
Well, we just didn't have a training center before. I started with the police department in 1996, and when I started, we had a very poor quality outdoor range that we had at the time. We used that range not only just for firearms training, but also for some additional training as well. And it was out there on the west side of town in conjunction with the old Salina Animal Shelter as well. So we're doing firearms training right next to an animal shelter, which isn't very conducive for the animals either. But we had some dilapidated buildings that were in poor condition that was out there. We're shooting in all sorts of weather conditions that aren't conducive for good training, good quality training. And it was just a struggle with the elements. We're fighting with the blazing heat, the frigid cold, the Kansas winds all the time. So training, even though it would be scheduled, would sometimes have to be rescheduled because of natural events as well. So the facility continued to deteriorate over the years, just because of time, not because of lack of care, but just purely because of time. We did inherit the old animal shelter building once they moved to their new facility on North 2nd Street. So we did have that additional space to be used, but it still wasn't the greatest quality of building, the greatest quality of structure to be used either. In addition, we were minus a classroom facility to be able to be used for other agencies as well. We had a small training room at the police department. Certainly we could use the sheriff's department's training room, and we went out to KHP numerous times, but for the most part, our training for advanced training was limited to who we could send to other agencies, other places out of town for that training. And usually that type of specialized training was reserved for more senior officers. So because of these conditions, after Chief Hill retired and when Chief Nelson came in, he saw the need for not just a firearms place, but also for a nice training center where we could have bigger classes. We could possibly host classes that would come in as well, and then we could do better training for firearms as well by having an indoor range.
Okay, well, this is certainly a vast improvement from the old.
Absolutely.
Well, let's get into the details. I think probably people can tell we're standing in a shooting range right now.
Yes, sir. So the shooting range is a 25-yard, 10-lane course. It is an indoor range, so we do have to have a special air handling system that's in here as well so that we aren't inhaling all the lead dust and the particulate that comes in. So we have to be very cognizant and conscious of that. In addition, for the indoor range, we have the ability to control the lights that are in here. We can make it as bright as it is right now. We can turn the lights completely off to simulate a low light or nighttime shooting condition. We also have the ability through some larger doors over here to my left to be able to bring a vehicle in here and use it for stage scenarios. We can set up other targets and obstacles throughout the course as well and not have to worry about Mother Nature affecting anything within the range itself too.
Right. There were some flashing lights I saw when we first got in here. What
Yes,
was
we
that?
do have red and blue lights down at the end of the range as well to simulate the red and blues that you would typically see on top of a police vehicle, just the strobes, just to throw that in with our low light conditions as well if we choose to.
Okay, great. We also have a virtual simulator here.
Yes, we do have a Virtua 300 simulator. It's typically what's known as the shoot, don't shoot type of scenario simulation. In that, officers are immersed in not quite a 360-degree environment, but they are put into a real-life scenario environment where they're looking at multiple screens and interacting with the environment. And based on their interaction with that scenario that's programmed, the operator that sits behind them can kind of do a choose-your-own-adventure type of play based on the interaction that the officer has to whether they go into a scenario that might require the officer to shoot, or if they do proper de-escalation techniques and talking with the characters that are involved, they can de-escalate the situation to where the person becomes compliant.
Okay, so like some of that's programmed in, and the operator can...
Absolutely. It's not completely interactive. There's only so many choices that you can make through there, but you can't control the non-player characters in there 100%, but you can control some of what their actions are.
I've seen demonstrations of it before, and it's pretty realistic.
Oh, it's very realistic, yes.
Yeah. And it's a great training tool for, being in those kinds of situations.
Absolutely. We use it for our new officers whenever they come on board, just to get them immersed in different situations, different scenarios. But we use it as ongoing training for our seasoned officers also.
And that de-escalation is really key.
De-escalation is very important in situations today. We would much rather everybody go home safely rather than somebody get injured or worse.
Right, right. Okay, and then the other big thing that we have in the facility is a classroom.
We do have a classroom. We have a 47-seat classroom with the ability to pull in a couple of extra chairs for folks that maybe can't climb the stairs into the classroom as well. So we are ADA compliant in regards to that. We can add some additional seating in there if need be, but the classroom presents stadium seating for an elevated position for other people in the classroom to be able to see everything that's going on. We have a display system in there so the presenters can project their PowerPoint presentations or videos that they may have. We have a whiteboard that spans the entire length of the classroom, so there's plenty of writing area in there. We do also offer Wi-Fi in there if anybody needs to access the internet for their training or their presentations.
Yeah, I've taken a class in there, and it's kind of like being in college.
Exactly like being in college.
Now, I imagine that, I think, and you mentioned it here at the top of the show, not only do Salina police officers use this facility, but it's available to other police personnel throughout the state.
Certainly. Now, as far as the range goes itself, we have allowed KHP and also the Salina County Sheriff's Department to use our range facilities on occasions here. We also have Kansas Law Enforcement Training Center will come up, KLETC. They will come up and they will have training classes that they present within our classroom as well. We also bring in others to present outside training too. So we can bring in other agencies to come into this area because maybe it's more convenient for them to travel to Salina versus going to Wichita, Topeka, or Kansas City, which are the places that we used to have to go to for training.
Right, right. So what kinds of classes are offered in those kinds of scenarios?
They're all law enforcement related classes. Just recently we had a search and seizure class that was here. We had a crisis intervention training class that was here. We have some leadership classes that are coming up as well.
And that brings in people from all over the state.
Not just the state, but others from out of state as well. We have folks that have come in from Nebraska, from Colorado, Oklahoma as well.
And they stay overnight here, they eat in our restaurants, and so this is kind of an economic driver in some.
Certainly,
yeah.
certainly. They're looking for places to stay, so it helps with the hotels that are here. They can get some business from that. People got to eat, so they're going to go to some of the restaurants around as well. And from the trainings that I've been to, it's always nice to find something to do, something unique in the town. So there's some entertainment options as well.
Okay, all right. Well, it's certainly a great facility. And if someone's interested in seeing the facility, are they able to do that?
We do have some open houses throughout the year, some recruiting events as well. So I would encourage people to make the most of those opportunities to come out. Typically, it's not just a walk-in and, hey, can I see the place type of situation, because we do have various trainings that are going on out here. And it's just kind of hard to predict on a random basis what's going to be out here, if we're going to have firearms training, classroom training, or something else.
Right, right. And if someone wants more information about the training facility, how do they get that?
So right now we have our website, joinsalinapd.com. There is a link on the website specifically for the training center. That is being revamped in the future. We do hope to have our own website established for just the training center where we can post information about it, some of our upcoming trainings that we have, which that information is available on the current website now, or they can call the police department's main number, 785-826-7210. And I believe it's option 3 on the auto select menu that comes up, and that'll ring out here to the training center.
Okay, all right. Anything else that we need to know about the Regional Training Center?
This is still a new facility. It's only a couple of years old. I'm just now coming into this role as the training and accreditation coordinator, and I hope to expand the facility so that it can be more open for other trainings to come in, so it can be utilized more throughout the area. And I would like to establish some partnerships with some local businesses for some options that we can offer those folks that would come in for training.
Okay, all right. Now, on the accreditation side, I know you just kind of started in this position, but the police department just got reaccredited, correct?
We did just receive our reaccreditation. We've been accredited agency since the early 90s. Started with Chief Hill whenever he came in here. We just received our award back in July for reaccreditation, so we're good for another 4 years on that.
All right. Well, congratulations to the police
you.
department on maintaining that high quality of excellence.
Thank you.
So, all right. Anything else?
No, sir.
Okay. Well, the Salina Regional Training Center is a great facility for not only Salina police officers, but other police personnel from all over the state and the region. And so we're glad it's here, and we're glad you're in charge of it.
Thank you.
And thanks for your time, Andy. I really appreciate it.
I appreciate your time, David.
And we'll see you next time on Salina First Response.